First up, we have En Foco Inc., which is a nonprofit organization that supports U.S.-based photographers of color, and they proudly announced their 2023 Media Arts Work in Progress Fund awardees, an initiative organized in collaboration with BronxNet to support New York City-based early career artists of color who engage with digital media technologies, which brings us to our first guest, Brazilian photographer, filmmaker, and multimedia artist who focuses on visual narratives in her En Foco awarded project. Let me tell you about them. She highlights the lives of New Yorkers as they navigate through attitudinal behavior. And here to share more is En Foco's 2023 Media Arts Works in Progress awardee, Marília Gurgel.
Hello, Rhina. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you a lot.
So how long have you been in New York, especially the Bronx?
Yeah, I moved to New York in the fall of 2021, so almost 2 years. I still feel a nearby, and I've been coming to the Bronx for almost this time as well. Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Everybody was leaving New York and you came to New
York. Exactly. It was a different word, I must say. Like now it's a different New York.
And so you've been documenting ever since you've been here?
Yes, exactly. I came here to study, so I start to do my project, and then I start to understand the city through the project as well.
And so this particular project that you've chosen to really highlight, let me tell you about them. I know the subject that we're going to be presenting to our audience, her name is Jessica. Yeah. And Jessica, she lives life in a wheelchair, right? And so while I was watching the project, and by the way, you did such a wonderful job of allowing us to really see from that lens in just bringing out the humanity in each individual, right? Because she got an attitude and everything. I was loving that.
I love her. Yeah. I'm like, when I met her, I'm like, girl, please come to my project. Yeah. She's amazing. And so
I'd like to begin by just sharing with us what is it about this particular topic that, or rather, what inspired you to really want to present from that perspective?
Yes, of course. I have a brother who is physically disabled. He's staying in Brazil. Davi is my brother. And once I moved to New York, I had this idea of what if I write him a letter to tell him about New York City, but not through the perspective of an able-bodied person, but through the perspective of a person in a wheelchair, because it's his case. So I start this project with this more personal aspect of like connecting with my brother in Brazil through these people that I'm meeting here.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's very profound too, right? Because it's like you're sending him a love letter.
Yes, exactly.
Through your discipline.
Yes, exactly.
That's beautiful.
That's it.
Beautiful.
That's the way. I realize that's the way I communicate somehow. So I'm like, why not? Why not do this and present him this other city? Because when I start to do the project as well, I understood New York in a different way. Like one thing is when you go rushing, like to take the train and to do to come here to there, but when you are in a wheelchair, when you start to think about this, it's a different city that you found out.
Yeah, and so let's talk about your subject matter that we're looking at right now, Jessica. How did you come about meeting her, and how did you choose her?
I think she appeared in my life, like in this
So you manifested
way.
her based on what it is that you were set out to do?
Kind of. It was a funny thing, actually. I was already interested in the project, in this subject. I really wanted to talk about the disabled community in New York. And then I found out a movie, and this movie was in a movie festival, and it was directed by the Brazilian director. And I got in touch with him, and what a chance to him to be Brazilian. So I got in touch with him, and he presented me Jessica. And when I called her, that's it. She's amazing. Like, in my first call with her, she's Latina, and she has this attitude, and I'm like, oh, I need her. her to be my project. So we had a talk, and she was like, of course, let's do it. Like, I love to educate, and let's talk about it. Let's do it.
And so, you know, the other part of it that I really enjoyed experiencing myself was having you narrate it in Portuguese and then having the subtitles in English, right? So you're catering to your audience back home, right, in Brazil. However, you're also teaching us a new language, because I was able to pick up on it, you know, being able to speak Spanish. But there is also something romanticizing about having you do it that way.
Yeah, I like, you know, I think my main inspiration for this project is Chantal Ackerman, which is a Belgian filmmaker, and she always do her movies in French. And when I moved here and I found out New York is such a Hispanic city as well, and I mean, Portuguese, Brazilian is not Spanish, but I mean, I thought about like bringing this here as well, and I'm talking with my brother, so why talk with him in English? I mean, I'm talking with him in Portuguese, and if you want to, like, you can read the subtitles, and yeah.
Yeah, but it also, it adds another dynamic to the presentation, is what I'm saying. There's something soothing, and perhaps it's even your voice. And again, you know, I love that Jessica is like straight up New York, right? Like, so what, she's in a wheelchair, I'm coming through, move out of the way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that she also houses pets like snakes.
Yes, yes. I was so impressed the first time I went to her house. Like, it's like a zoo. I was like, girl, why? And it's like, I love it. Just leave me with my pets here. And I think she has this, that's it. Like, I was really caught by her speed, or the way she moves and navigates in the city. I was so impressed. Like, she dominates it. Like, she knows everything. She knows where to go. She knows everything, how it works. So I was like, okay, that's it. That's what I need to present. I need to present like a New York that is possible and fast and speed up also for people on wheelchair. And
also the poetic component to it, right? In the way she was able to confidently say, you know, I'm happy being disabled.
Yeah.
That was a really strong statement for her to conclude with. And also suggesting that because of her disability, it's allowed her to approach life in a more humble manner, in just, I guess, being a better person.
Yes, yes. I think she brings this aspect. She brings the proud of being disabled. I think we just passed to July, which was the Disability Proud Month. And once we talked, she told me about this. It's not about hiding the disability or not trying to be like as an able-bodied people.
Right.
She's just like, she's proud of what she is, and she's doing it the way she is. She dances, she's a poet, she drives. She's amazing.
No, it was great. It was great. It was so great. It was so great to experience life from that perspective. I saw her dancing in a wheelchair. She has her own like social life. There's like a whole there's a whole bunch of individuals who, I guess, gather in community that are also in wheelchairs, and they celebrate each other. And I was like, wow, what a beautiful community this is, in just, once again, normalizing the fact that, yeah, she's disabled, but she's functionable.
Exactly. I mean, my point, I think my main point on this project was that, you know, the disability is a condition, let's say, like this. I don't even know like if it's the right word, but you know, like they're not people, they don't have more special needs than we have. I mean, I have full of special needs, you know, like it's just like it's just a way she moves.
Say you're full of special needs?
We all are full of special needs.
No, I agree. I think we all have our downfalls. We all have our obstacles, we'll say.
Yeah, because I think this idea of like needs, I think everybody, we all have needs. They all have needs as well.
Right.
But the difference between them and us is that we can walk in our legs and they use the chair to walk. I think this is, we don't need to have like a special treatment or treat them as like poor, like, oh, like to have pity for them.
Right, we don't have to that, right.
It's just like, that's it. Let's just include them. Let's just like make it possible. Why to have a stair if you can have a ramp?
Right. Right. It's that simple.
Yeah.
It's as simple as just having a ramp to accommodate everybody.
Exactly.
And that's what inclusivity looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a mindfulness, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so before we go, just share with us what kind of assistance this particular award has provided in this project.
I think En Foco was fundamental for me, like to really move forward with the project. So now what I'm doing, I'm developing with the support of En Foco, I'm developing this website that will serve as a guide for people in a wheelchair who wants to visit New York.
Ah.
So the idea is to have
Very nice.
an interactive map, an open map, in which the person can pin their contribution, like to say, no, so you cannot go through this street because there's a construction going on, but you can go like to the other block and then you can access to Times Square or whatever. So the idea is to have the map and the video of the people who are presenting their favorite spot in the city.
I love it. What a love letter to your brother.
Yeah.
You're even making it easy for him to make his way over here.
Yeah, not only him, but everybody who wants to come. I think it's going to be a very nice resource to have.
How beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for bringing it here to our viewers.
Thank you.
Everyone, liaGurgel, photographer, filmmaker, multimedia artist, and once again, En Foco's 2023 Media Arts Works in Progress Awardee. And for more on En Foco 2023 Media Arts Funds Works in Progress Initiative, you can visit enfoco.org. And of course, for more on Marília, you can visit liaGurgel.com. Stay tuned. There's more open when we return.